Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you a behind-the-scenes look at how simple it is to create and maintain your website. And we're joined today by our friend Tom Levine, who is the host of our Tech Tuesday webinar series. If you don't already know, my name is Jess Larkin, and I'm the Marketing and Communications Specialist at Cornerstone. My information and Tom Levine's is right there on the screen if you'd like to get in contact with us. Also, give us a follow on social media. We post industry and Cornerstone updates and information. Go to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube to give us a follow. Check out Cornerstone's COVID-19 information pages on the Cornerstone website, where we post the latest carrier and legislative guidance and information regarding the virus. And these pages are updated daily with the latest information, so check it out on the Cornerstone website. Who loves cash? I sure do. Cornerstone's 2021 Agent Incentive Program rewards you for your new group and individual sales. The top 20 qualifiers are going to receive cash prizes up to $5,000, plus one lucky qualifier is going to win a weekend getaway. And a weekend getaway definitely sounds good to me right now. You can register online at crnstone.com. Now that we got all of that out of the way, let's talk about how to create a website. If you don't already have a website, now is the time to get one, but it can seem overwhelming to jump into the digital world when you don't know where to start. You may think that you don't have the skills or the time to build a website, but it's easier than you might think. Nowadays, there are a number of resources online to help novice website builders create a well-designed and responsive website with just a couple clicks of a button. We're going to walk through a couple of your options today, as well as the reasons why you need a website, what having a website entails, and the content that you need to include on your website to see results. First, let's talk about why you need a website. In a 2017 survey by the Center for the Digital Future, it was estimated that Americans spend an average of 23.6 hours online per week. People are consistently connected online, and what's more, an estimated 97% of consumers go online to find and research local businesses. So consumers are engaging with businesses online before they decide to buy their product. They're checking Google reviews, they're seeing if they have social media, and ultimately they're looking for a website to learn more about the company and their products. So by not having a website, you're missing a large swath of clients who will look elsewhere when they see that you don't have a website. They make your brand look professional, they provide an easy way for prospective clients to contact you, and they make you more accessible. Having a website and optimizing it properly can also help you rank higher on Google, making it more probable for prospective clients to find you through a Google search, which is where the customer journey typically begins. So consider your own interactions with companies through the web. For example, let's say that you're looking for a plumber in your area that can help you with a leak, and you don't have any leads from friends or family. So in that case, you would turn to the internet. You go to Google, you type in plumbers near me, and millions upon millions of search results pop up. So you go down to the business section of Google, which I've illustrated on the on the PowerPoint slide here. And you've certainly seen this when you're conducting your own searches. You check the Google rating because you want to make sure the company has satisfied customers. And when you find a good company with a good rating, you decide to take a look at their website to see what kind of services they provide so you can ensure that that company is a good match for your needs. Now, consider the same customer journey through the eyes of someone looking for health insurance. Health insurance in particular is very complicated, and clients are going to want to work with someone who can help walk them through it. If you're looking for health insurance, they may type in health insurance agents near me. You want your website to be at the top of that Google search result. You want 4 to 5 star Google reviews from satisfied clients. You want your services to be accessible. You need a well-constructed, user-friendly website that illustrates who you are, what you can offer, and how they can get in contact with you. And I should mention that if you're looking to receive Google reviews from clients and have your website and your business show up on this Google Business section, you'll need to set up a Google My Business account. Having a website helps with your Google My Business page because, as you can see on the image on the slide, it is going to link to your website if you have one. But how do you put together a website on your own for a decent price? I'm going to pass it over to Cornerstone's tech expert, Tom, who is going to talk about your online web building software options. So on to you, Tom.
Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for attending, and let's get started on what really goes into making a website. There are three main elements to a website, and this is a little technical, but basically you have the host server, the domain, and the content management system. The host server is just the physical computer that stores your website's information. If you attended one of my previous Tech Tuesdays, you probably know a little bit more about how servers work and how the internet at large works. But basically, you put your information on a device, that device uploads your information to the web, and that's how people access it. When people put your address in online, they're actually typing in your URL or your domain. The domain is basically like the online address for your website. It could also be an IP address before your website goes live. The last part is a content management system, which is the software that allows you to add pages, sections, other relevant information, and edit posts on your website. What we're going to be going through specifically is a few different CMS options. And nowadays, a lot of the more affordable CMS options also lump in a domain address and host server, services. So let's jump right in. We're going to be covering Squarespace, Wix, WordPress, and Weebly. So starting with Squarespace. In my opinion, it's pretty easy to use. It supports professional editing, so you can hire someone to actually manage your website if you want through Squarespace. It also gives you all the bells, whistles, and options up front. As you're going through, it'll say different things and prompt you for stuff that it might want to add. Something like a contact me section or things of that nature would really be what it suggests. It's more optimized for people who want to start with something more bare bones and then sort of let their website grow into something more. That's what I mean when I say it's recommended for people who want their site to evolve. It's a good spot to start if you want to get a little bit more familiar with how websites work as a whole, but it's not something that I'd recommend for someone to keep for any more than like 3 years if they're looking to grow their website's presence. The setup is actually pretty simple. What you're seeing on your screen is actually the overall CMS layout. As you can see, there are a few options on the left-hand side. The pages, design, marketing, and analytics tabs are what we're going to be focusing more on specifically. But there's also that edit button in the upper left-hand corner. That edit button is what you use to actually edit the text of your website. So that section there in gray that says proudly serving the business of benefits, that's what the edit button more applies to. As you can see, it also automatically generates a menu up in the top that you can use to navigate through your different pages. Also, the little icon that looks like a phone in the upper right-hand side next to the diagonal arrow there, that's actually going to allow you to view your page through a mobile view. And what that means is people who access your website from their phones or tablets or any other smaller mobile device, that's how they're going to see your web page. A lot of the different options that I'm going to show you today are optimized for remote viewing and are compatible for mobile devices, but there are some layouts that aren't. So when you're designing your website, you might want to take that into account. The important tabs when going through Squarespace from that main menu are the Pages tab, which is the option you're seeing on the far left. That allows you to add different pages to your website by hitting that plus button up by the main navigation section. It also allows you to click through all the different pages to edit as well. As you can see, the areas of practice section is highlighted right now. But you can also go to your About page of your blog or the Contact Us section as well from that menu. The Design tab allows you to edit the fonts, animations, colors, any sort of general design function of your website. This can also allow you to add in different pictures and other little sections to each of your website as well. It also lets you look at your browser icon, which is that little icon that pops up in the upper left of the URL line on your web browser, as well as getting to some general e-commerce editing for the checkout page and the page that'll show up if people try to access your web page or a part of your site that doesn't exist. Then there's the marketing tab, which I'm sure Jess is going to get into in a moment. But that allows you to coordinate email campaigns, use the SEO functionality, allow for promotional pop-ups on your website, as well as announcement bars. It also lets you connect in different sister sites. So if you have a company Facebook or maybe an Instagram that you want to connect, this section here is where you would connect that into your website as well. And lastly, we have the analytics section. This is distinct from the marketing section because the analytics shows specifically your site traffic, the number of sales coming through your website, the geography of where people are accessing your site from, which is kind of how you could see, if locals more looking at your business, or if maybe you have more of a national presence. It also has more in-depth functionality with e-commerce as well. My recommended plan, if you're going to go with Squarespace, is the business class for $18 a month. It allows for any number of contributors, editors, or managers, maybe, to look through your website and make changes. It also allows you to have a custom domain, which is that custom web page. So, for instance, using Cornerstone as an example, www.crnstone.com is our domain URL. It would also allow you to use that website as a base for a professional email address, gives you access to web metrics and advanced analytics. Customer support is provided through the site as well. You can call in or just click on the help icon to get someone to talk to. And you also get $100 worth of Google AdWords credit, as well as promotional pop-ups, and it's Java ready if you do get a full web designer. Now, the one thing I will say about Squarespace is sites that are made through the creator tend to be a little bit blocky. If you remember that initial image that I showed, that was something that I threw together in about 10 minutes of total work. That's going through the questions, uploading our Cornerstone logo, and pretty much getting everything set up. And a lot of the themes and layouts of websites that they natively provide tend to be a little bit blockier, but it can be changed. That's what I mean when I say Squarespace is for sites that want to evolve. If you're looking to become a more professional website creator, or maybe if you're just looking to expand your knowledge, I think Squarespace is a great space to start if you're looking to then move on to a more professional web creation method. If you're not looking to do that, however, Wix is a great option. It's very easy to use, and it kind of holds your hand through everything you do. In my mind, it's one of the more intuitive options online, while not being the most intuitive. It sort of provides a happy medium between something like Squarespace and something like Weebly, which we'll cover here in a minute as well. It also has the functionality for you to manage multiple sites. So if you maybe run a wholesale shop and something else, or maybe you want to focus on senior business and then have a separate website for your under 65 business, Wix would allow that functionality. It also allows you to pretty much link professional services very easily, and allows you to be very easily found online as well. The site creation for it is a little bit different as well. It still has questions that it walks you through, but it only has 3 different prompts. It asks you what type of things you'll need on your website, be it bookings, live chat, blog services, videos, those kinds of things. It also will ask you for a website name or a business name as you go through. Then it'll ask you to link existing websites or images or other online locations that you have. And then finally, it'll bring you to that choose a homepage design page that you see on the left. As you can see from the page on the right, that's sort of what'll pop up once you complete all of those questions. It'll let you upload your logo, name your site, and give you a general layout as well. There are a few things to note, though, about Wix. like most website sort of creation tools, it has two separate menus, which is different from Squarespace. In Squarespace, you could do all of your uploads and edits and things like that through that main page and that main content management system. Through Wix, there are two. Like I said, it provides the functionality to manage multiple websites. So it has, a section to choose which website you're editing. It also has this dashboard, which is what'll allow you to kind of see a lot of the more advanced functions. The top left image up here is the website and asset management section. That's what you'll use to upload different videos and images to load onto all of your different sites, as well as allow you to edit booking services, your calendars, incorporate different blogs and events, as well as manage your overall marketing and analytics for all of your websites. When you want to get into a specific site, you just click on the website under Site Actions and click Edit Site or Preview Site. That will then bring you to the layout that you saw on the first page, and this second image is more a close-up on that. In order to edit your web page, you just click on the section you want to edit and then hit Edit, and you'll be able to edit all of the text in the sections that are available. You can also add different sections and web pages with that add drop down that you see in the upper right. That's more another close-up of the overall page, and you can see the full menu bar in the image below. That allows you to jump between pages using the page drop-down. You can add different things using the add drop-down, be this sections to the page you're on, whole other pages, or maybe you're looking to add just an image. Then the design section manages the overall design and look of your website, and the apps allow you to incorporate different widgets or interactive things on your website. You can also undo and move forward through things using the little loop arrows that you see next to that as well on the right. And then on the far right, as you can see, the little square icon is how you change your different views. The icon shown is a desktop view, but like I said, it allows incorporation of different types of views. So you can see what your browser will look like on different mobile devices as well. The help section allows you to reach out to people very easily for help on building your website, and the site options allow you to change the overall themes and general settings of your website. This is things like content adders and things like that. It also prompts you to upgrade or preview your website as well, and this is the first site that really prompts you to publish. Publishing just allows your changes to be viewable to pretty much anyone online. It's how you make your website viewable to the general public at large. So the difference between preview and public is that while a preview allows you to view your overall look of your site, publish is what makes it go live. My recommended plan and benefit options for Wix would be the $13 a month Business Unlimited plan. Some of the general options are displayed above, which is why I'm recommending it. The unlimited bandwidth is good because that means anyone can sort of come into your site and look at it without the website getting overloaded. One of the main problems, though, with Wix as a site whole kind of thing is it only provides $35 or 35 gigabytes of storage for your website. What this means is that your site has kind of a cap on how much data it can use. The way around that is to upgrade to the $24 a month tier for VIP businesses, and that will unlock not only a larger amount of storage being unlimited, but it will also unlock e-commerce, which is how you would sell your different products online. I don't think this is really necessarily useful for insurance, but if you have different merchandise you're trying to sell, be it a business shirt or different other things related to your online store, that's a good option to unlock. It also includes Google Analytics, and instead of the $100 that Squarespace includes for ads on Google, this one includes $300 of ad vouchers. So in my mind, that's a much greater value. But once again, you are limiting the size of your website in exchange. It also provides a professional logo creation tool, although I personally have never tried it. Some of my friends they've said it's okay, but I'd recommend if you're trying to design a logo, maybe something a little more professional or something that gives you a little more control might be helpful. You might want to hire a graphic designer. The next option we're going through is WordPress, and this is really more useful for second-generation website creators. This means that once you create your Squarespace website and are looking to move on to something a little more advanced, WordPress is the next step. It's less straightforward because unlike all the other editors, the out-of-site editor is kind of how you add content. So it's less intuitive. You don't just click on sections to edit them. You have to kind of upload different things through their overall management system. In addition, it's more optimized for people who are trying to bring their website on a more professional level to be widely accessed. It's not something that I'd recommend people start with. But if you're trying to get started, they do make it very easy to create an account and get everything going. The website option below is just one of their basic layouts. And as you can see, it didn't start me with a whole lot of pages. It just gave me a home page and the contact page. And that's because I told it I wanted a contact page as part of my layout. It allows you to edit things using the system up above. It's got a home tab, which is how you view your presence as a whole. It's got the ability to show different statistics about your website, upgrade your plan, edit your site as a whole, the design, pretty much everything the other options do. The only trick is how it does it. Through this screen, you can also actually import an existing site into WordPress. WordPress is sort of like a content management system, and it works very well with HTML-based websites. If you're using one of the other content creators to create an original site, though, I'd recommend just creating a new one when you jump over to WordPress. The HTML import process can be a little shaky, and if you're already going to be using WordPress, you probably have someone else designing the overall layout of your website. So some things to take away from the CMS, though, are that it works a little bit differently than the other ones. Like I said before, it's more of an abstract editor, meaning that you add things through different sections. The second image I have on the site shows the Pages menu, and you can use that to select a page and hit copy or quick edit. And you can just add a whole separate page to your website and edit it from there. But the pages that you add aren't going to be visible to people online unless you click publish. Just like the option we just covered with Zix, it allows you to draft your pages and then make them live later. So it allows you to sort of edit your page's views and then add it to your menu and add it to your live site when you feel that you're ready to do so. You can add a new page by clicking on that Add New option under Pages, or you could copy a page and edit it as well. It also lets you view all of the comments on maybe if you're running a blog or an interactive section of your site, as well as giving you marketing feedback through the Feedback tab. It also allows you to upload different media sections through the Media section, as well as make and edit posts if you're editing a blog. You can also upgrade your plans and other different things from this dashboard as well. And it also allows you to add in different widgets to your pages and edit your pages once you click on them through a separate editor. That's sort of the menu that you're seeing on the far right. Once you have a page created, you add paragraphs, images, quotes, business hours, things of that nature through the widgets section. And that'll be on the left side of your page. You just click on the option, drag and drop on your web page the section that you want to add, and then it'll take up that much space. So the design part is actually pretty simple. It's the editing the content that gets a little complicated. My recommended plan and benefit for WordPress, if you're going for it, is the business class option. It provides live chat support if you're having trouble. It allows you to pick from pretty much unlimited premium themes. It's probably got the most number of different starting themes available to it out of everything, not just because it's got a very large library, but because there are a lot of different third-party sites that have WordPress layouts available. It also allows you to plug in a lot of different advanced customization options, and it will remove the WordPress ads that you normally get. It also allows you access to advanced social media, which in this case just means integration with, Facebook, Instagram, all those sorts of things, as well as supporting different video qualities. So you can upload full-on videos to your web page. It also allows for Google Analytics, different SEP tools, as well as personalized help options and plugins. It allows you to upload your own themes and have automated backups to their servers. So if you have an issue with your website and it goes down, then they will have a backup already generated that you can just upload and use. It's also going to automatically provide you with an HTTPS certificate, which you need if you're exchanging health information. I mentioned it in my last webinar last week for Tech Tuesday when we were talking about encryption, but an HTTPS certificate just means you're communicating with the computer accessing your server in an encrypted manner. You need that because if anyone's spying in, they won't get all the personal health information. All the other websites builders, by the way, that we've covered don't mention this on their website, but they actually use HTTPS. It's kind of the new standard of website certification. So it's something that you need, but you don't necessarily have to worry about because the page you're creating will likely already have it enabled. The last option is actually my favorite option that we're going to be going through, and that's Weebly. It lets you build a very professional design in a more intuitive way than Zix, in my opinion. They look very clean, and all of their themes, while looking relatively similar, provide a very clean, professional look. In my mind, they're the least effort to create something out of all of these website builders, but they're also the most limited for plugins and add-ons. You're pretty much limited to what they present you with, and you can't import and add different widgets. The onboarding process is actually the simplest as well out of all of them. You just say, I need a website, or I need a website with an online store, and then you select one of their themes, and you're ready to get started. It's as simple as that. The important content of their builder is that this one also has a twofold CMS. There's one menu where you can edit your web pages and upload different images that you can drag and drop onto your sites. And then there's another one for the overall editing and view of your site. That's the option on the right. The option on the left is the general layout of the menu that you'll see when you log into your account. You get the overview of all your different websites, as well as a website selector, which is what that website dropdown is. The items is where you'd upload different videos or images, as well as the marketing and orders sections, so you can view your online traffic, and if you're running an online store, the different orders you've received. It also allows you to look at some of the more advanced marketing things that it has through the Insights tab. In order to get into your actual website building, however, what you're viewing is actually the drag and drop section for the different pages. You would navigate between them using the pages section that's right next to the build, and then you would drag and drop the different options that you want on the page that you've created using the individual elements listed below. As you can see, it does have an HD video option, which makes it kind of the most high quality image and video adder of all of the websites we've shown so far. It also allows you to add different slideshows of pictures as well as a general picture gallery. So it's more optimized for images really than anything else. It also allows you to space out your different sections and add maybe a separator or a divider between the sections of your website, as well as linking in different social media profiles, adding different buttons, and adding categories to your website. The theme section is where you can change the overall theme and look of your website. And the app section is where you integrate those widgets. Those are really not very expansive. They don't have very many for you to add. And because you can't add them, they're the most limited. I think of Weebly kind of as the Apple of website builders, because it limits your options, but the options it does give you are very well made and very well managed. You can also edit the settings of different people who can edit your website and all of those things through the settings tab. And they do have a help section provided. As you can see, they have that computer icon, which is how you would change the view for how your website would look from the computer to how it would look through maybe a phone. I will say you do want to check that if you're using Weebly, because a lot of the designs they have aren't optimized for mobile view. Just kind of the nature of what they do. They're more optimized for videography and for more advanced photos, so they had to sacrifice some, cross-platform compatibility. You can, however, change your different themes and use that in order to select a theme that's going to be able to be viewed from, mobile browsers. The plan I'd recommend for this is actually Pro, which is $16 a month. It gives you a free domain that Weebly will host, as well as an infinite site size. It can connect to a custom domain as well if you have one of those, and it allows for advanced site statistics to be viewable. It has an SSL certificate automatically enabled, and it will also allow you to have password protection. It adds password protection to your site. So you can have separate pages that are locked unless someone registers for your website. You could use this to collect something like someone who's interested's email or other different information that you might want to keep locked from the general users. Personally, I don't think it's something that you would use if you're just advertising for insurance, but it might be something you'd want to consider. It also integrates e-commerce without PayPal. They don't actually have incorporation with PayPal on any of their online stores, so that's also something to consider. Like I also said before, it allows for video backgrounds in HD, which is something that I don't think any of the other options really have. Squarespace and WordPress do allow for video integration, but they don't allow it to be HD. And with that, let's get more onto the content. I might know a lot of the technicals of websites, but Jess is more of our marketer. So with that, I'll pass it on to her.
Okay, so now that you have your action steps for getting your site started, it's time to consider your site content. You don't need a robust website with pages upon pages of resources in order for your website to be helpful. Here are just a couple pages that you should consider adding to your site, what information should be on those pages, and why they matter. So first, let's talk about the home page. This is where prospective clients will first get to know you and your brand. So you want to start off your homepage with a strong headline, a descriptive subheadline, a call to action, and some sharp visuals. So to get a good look at what that looks like, let's take a look at buffer.com, which is the website that I typically recommend for social media scheduling if you have multiple social media platforms. So here it is. Buffer's homepage is sharp, it's informational, and it's simple. And their headline is very direct. Simpler social media tools for authentic engagement. The description gives more information about the product and what it does. There's a call to action button for prospective clients to get started, and there's additional information below that about the cost of services. The visuals are also particularly engaging because they're very modern, they're very bright, they pop on screen. And overall, this is just a really great example of a value proposition on a homepage that you can model on your own homepage. So you want to take special care to brainstorm your value proposition and determine what it is that your clients should know about you from the jump. And as your call to action button, I would actually include a button that says contact us. That goes to a contact page, which we will discuss in a minute because that's a pretty easy lead generator. Your homepage is also a great place to list the services that you offer and the benefits of those services. So what markets you sell in, the types of plans that you offer, additional services that you can provide, etc. And as with most marketing, I would keep that information pretty general instead of listing out very specific products that you would offer as you put it on your site, especially if you work in the Medicare market. You want to keep things pretty general. You also want to include client testimonials on the homepage of your site. So you can send out a request to your current loyal clients for a review of your services and then put those on your homepage. And that's a great way for prospective clients to see what it's like to work with you. But you want to be sure to get permission from those clients to post the testimonial, and then you want to save that permission just in case. And those testimonials are going to help you build trust with your prospects, and they're going to provide more of an emotional connection to your services. So I highly recommend trying to get some testimonials. Now that your homepage is set up, it's time to consider an About page on your website. So this page should include your business's story, your background, your company's mission and vision statements, success stories and case studies, and your values. Refinery29, which is a media and entertainment company, has a really good to-the-point About page that includes a lot of those elements. The best part about their page is this section that I screen capped on this slide that you can see. That plainly outlines their mission, their essence, their promise, and their vibe, which are kind of their ways of talking about their background, their mission and vision, their values, and so on. It's very simple, it's very direct, and you get to know exactly what they're about just on one page. So you want to keep your About page very simple and use the real estate that you have to say exactly what you would want to say when you're face-to-face with a new client. The last page that you would need on your website, and this is probably the most important page, is your contact page. This is where the conversions from other marketing sources come in. So your contact page is going to include a form to get in touch with the business via some sort of email, information about your location and your hours, relevant phone numbers, and other ways that clients can get in touch with you, such as through your social media. When prospects visit your site, this is probably where they're going to go to get in contact with you. So you want call to action buttons throughout your site and on your marketing that drives traffic to this part of your site so clients can easily contact you for information. Because that's the whole benefit of a website, is those conversions. If you have a contact form on your website, make sure it's directed to an email inbox that's frequently checked so that you aren't keeping your prospects waiting. I would recommend responding to your prospects from the website within about 24 hours. And once you have those three pages, which is the home page, the About page, and the contact page, you have a fully functional website. Of course, you can refine your content and you can add other pages like a services page, a resources page, a careers page, a blog, etc. But these are the three pages that you want to focus on when you get started. And if you'd like a 201 deep dive into other types of content that would work well on your website, just let me know. And that is building a website in a nutshell. Nowadays, software is available for the first-time website builder to make the process simple and accessible for anyone who needs one. Of course, there are still other resources that you can use to get a website built, including our friends at Cincinnati Web Tech, who will actually be joining us for the next two Build Your Brand webinars. The first webinar on June 23rd will be hosted by Chris Fisesher from WebTech, and that will cover search engine optimization and what it takes to push your website to the top of Google. The second webinar on July 7th will be hosted by WebTech's Corey Paff, who will be answering your questions about working with a third-party website designer and also about creating your own website. You can register for both of those webinars on the Cornerstone website, and be sure to submit your questions for the July 7th webinar ahead of the presentation so Corey can answer them. Okay. That is all the time that we have for today. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to contact me at jlarkin@crnstone.com or tom@tlevine@crnstone.com. Our emails and our phone numbers are right there. And don't forget to register for our other upcoming webinars in this series and in others. So I'm going to take this time to advertise Tom's webinar series, which is Tech Tuesday. If you haven't already, I highly encourage you to check out that series. Next up on June 16th, he'll be talking about accessories and tech. So you can register for those webinars and all future webinars on the Cornerstone website at www.crnstone.com/events. Thank you all for joining us today. You'll receive a copy of this presentation the next day or two. and they'll be available on the Cornerstone Resource Center at www.crnstone.com. Everyone have a great day and stay safe.